the world begins taking your mind before you notice it. It starts with one notification, one worry, one person's mood, one memory from yesterday, one fear about tomorrow. By the time the day becomes heavy, your attention is already scattered across places that do not deserve your soul. A quiet mind is not created by a quiet world. A quiet mind is trained before the world becomes loud. Stoicism begins with ownership of the mind. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but he still had to rule himself first. He faced war, illness, betrayal, public pressure, and endless demands. Yet in his private writings, he returned again and again to the same battlefield, his own thoughts. This is where every day begins for you as well. Not in the phone, not in the inbox, not in the opinion of another person. The day begins in the mind. If your mind is unguarded, the world will enter and arrange your emotions for you. If your mind is trained, the world may still make noise, but it will not easily take command. The first victory of the day is not external, it is internal. Before you conquer work, responsibility, pressure, and people, you must first sit on the throne of your own attention. Here is practice number 1. Begin the day before the world speaks. The first moments after waking are sacred because your mind is still soft. What you allow into it first often sets the tone for everything that follows. If the first thing you touch is your phone, you allow the world to speak before wisdom does. Someone else's message enters. Someone else's success enters. Someone else's problem enters. Someone else's urgency enters. And before your feet touch the ground, your mind is already serving outside noise. A stronger morning begins in silence. Sit for 1 minute, breathe. Remember that the day is yours to meet with reason, not panic. Say to yourself, I will not let the first noise of the day become the ruler of my mind. This is not a small habit. It is a declaration of command. The person who owns the first moments of the morning is harder to control for the rest of the day. Practice number 2. Name what is within your control before you touch what is not. Most suffering grows when the mind tries to manage what does not belong to it. You cannot control whether people understand you. You cannot control whether every plan works. You cannot control the mood of the room, the timing of events, or the judgment of strangers. But you can control your preparation. You can control your tone. You can control your honesty. You can control whether you act from wisdom or wounded pride. Epictetus taught that freedom begins when we separate what belongs to us from what does not. This separation brings immediate strength. When the mind knows its territory, it stops invading foreign lands. So ask early in the day, what is mine to govern today? Then live inside that answer. Do not waste your strength wrestling shadows outside your command. Practice number 3. Slow down before emotion becomes instruction. Emotion is real, but it is not always wise. Anger may rise and tell you to speak. Fear may rise and tell you to hide. Envy may rise and tell you that your life is behind. Shame may rise and tell you that one mistake defines you. But emotion is a messenger, not a king. You are allowed to feel without surrendering the throne. The pause is where judgment returns. Before you answer a sharp message, pause. Before you defend yourself in anger, pause. Before you make a decision from fear, pause. A few seconds can protect years of character. Ask yourself, will this reaction honor the person I am trying to become? That question turns emotion into training. A calm response is not weakness. It is strength arriving before damage is done. Practice number 4. Protect your attention as if it were your life. Attention is the doorway to the soul. What enters your attention repeatedly will eventually shape your thoughts. What shapes your thoughts will shape your emotions. What shapes your emotions will shape your actions. What shapes your actions will shape your life. This is why the distracted person often feels tired even after doing very little. His body may be still, but his mind has traveled through 100 battles. A comment, a comparison, a headline, a memory, a fear, a person who is not even present. Before you give your attention to anything, ask, what will this create inside me? If it creates wisdom, keep it. If it creates clarity, use it. If it creates envy, anger, restlessness, or useless fear, release it. Not everything that reaches your eyes deserves a place in your mind. Practice number 5. Simplify the next right action. A loud mind often comes from trying to carry the whole future at once. You think about every problem, every possible failure, every person involved, every outcome that could go wrong. Soon, the task in front of you becomes buried under the weight of imagined disasters. Seneca warned that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. The cure is not always more thinking. Sometimes the cure is one right action. Clean one space, write one paragraph, make one call, take one walk, apologize once, begin the work for 10 minutes. Do not ask your mind to solve your entire life before you begin. Ask it to obey the next wise step. Progress becomes lighter when it is made smaller. The disciplined person does not carry the mountain. He carries the next stone. Practice number 6. Do not invite every person into your inner court. Some people enter your mind because you keep opening the door. You replay what they said. You imagine what they meant. You prepare arguments they may never hear. You defend yourself in private against people who are not even present. This is how the mind becomes crowded. A wise person chooses who deserves inner access. Not every critic belongs there. Not every opinion belongs there. Not every memory belongs there. Not every conflict deserves a seat. If someone cannot help you become wiser, calmer, stronger, or more truthful, do not give them the highest room in your mind. You can be respectful without being mentally available to everyone. You can listen without absorbing. You can respond without carrying. Your inner court must be guarded, because peace is lost when too many unworthy voices are allowed to govern. Practice number 7. Turn discomfort into proof of training. Most people treat discomfort as a sign to escape. The disciplined person treats discomfort as a sign that training has begun. When the body wants laziness, effort trains strength. When the mind wants distraction, focus trains command. When pride wants revenge, restraint trains dignity. When fear wants delay, action trains courage. Aristotle taught that excellence is built through repeated action. Character is not formed by what we admire from a distance. Character is formed by what we practice under pressure. So when discomfort appears, do not immediately call it a problem. Call it the forge. Steel is not shaped by comfort. A stronger mind is not shaped by ease. You become stronger while choosing what is right when comfort is still calling your name. Practice number 8. Return to values when moods become loud. Moods are weather. Values are direction. A mood may say, quit. A value says, continue with discipline. A mood may say, attack. A value says, speak with self-control. A mood may say, avoid it. A value says, face what must be faced. A mood may say, you are behind. A value says, walk your path with patience. If your life follows every mood, your direction will change every hour. But when your life follows values, you remain steady even when feelings rise and fall. This is the center you must build: discipline, honesty, courage, wisdom, self-respect. When the mind becomes loud, return to these. They are stronger than emotion. because they do not depend on the weather of the moment. Practice number 9. End the day by reclaiming what the world tried to take. The day leaves marks on the mind. Conversations remain, mistakes remain, responsibilities remain, unanswered messages remain, small disappointments remain. If you do not close the day with intention, you carry all of it into sleep. Then the next morning begins with yesterday still sitting on your chest. Before the day ends, sit quietly and review. Where did I react too quickly? Where did I protect my peace? Where did I give attention to something unworthy? Where did I act with courage? Do not review the day to punish yourself. Review it to train yourself. A mistake examined with honesty becomes instruction. A victory noticed with gratitude becomes strength. Then release the day. What is done is done. The night is for recovery. Tomorrow is for practice again. A quiet mind is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built through repeated acts of inner command. You begin before the world speaks. You separate what is yours from what is not. You slow emotion before it becomes action. You protect your attention. You simplify the next right step. You guard the inner court. You use discomfort as training. You return to values. You close the day with reflection. These practices do not remove all pressure from life. They do something better. They make you less easily owned by pressure. The world may still be loud. People may still be difficult. Plans may still change. Emotions may still rise. But the throne inside you no longer sits empty. You return to it again and again. That is the quiet power of a trained mind. Not a mind untouched by life. A mind that has learned how to remain its own. The moral lesson is this: a quiet mind is not a gift given by a quiet life. It is the result of daily training. You do not become calm because nothing disturbs you. You become calm because you stop allowing every disturbance to rule you. You do not become focused because distractions disappear. You become focused because your attention has been guarded. You do not become strong because life becomes easy. You become strong because you keep returning to what is wise while life is still difficult. This is the work of inner freedom. Begin the day before the world speaks. Name what is within your control. Pause before emotion becomes action. Protect your attention. Take the next right step. Guard your inner court. Use discomfort as training. Return to values. Close the day with reflection. These practices do not make you perfect. They make you steady. And in a world that constantly tries to pull the mind apart, steadiness is a form of strength. If this message helped you see your mind differently, please like and share this video. You may also subscribe to our channel for more wisdom that strengthens the soul. May you be blessed with more wisdom to keep your mind quiet, your character steady, and your spirit strong when life becomes loud.